Hey everyone, welcome back. For today's video, I'm going to be doing a video that I have not done the entire time that I've been on YouTube, which is crazy because this is a very popular video in the fragrance community, and that is my perfume dents. So I want to show you guys the fragrances in my collection that have the biggest dents. They're not gonna be these crazy dents. I have finished fragrances before, but at the moment I don't have like super crazy dents, but they're pretty good. But remember that I'm constantly trying new fragrances. I'm always testing products out. I'm constantly bringing new fragrances into my collection. So it's hard to get dents into a fragrance. And I have quite a few that have dents, and it kind of says a lot about what I love. So if you would like to see the perfumes in my collection that have the biggest dents, just keep on watching. Before I get started with the fragrances, I'm going to quickly share my lip combo today. I always forget to do that, and I have many of you guys who ask me to share that, so I'm trying to keep that in mind. And if I don't share it, I'm gonna try and start putting it in the description box. So today I have on Makeup by Mario Ultra Suede Sculpting Lip Pencil in Smoky Pink. And then on top of that, I put Makeup by Mario Aaron lipstick. This is a mini because these came in a set a while back, and I kind of just dabbed it to give the lips kind of like a mauve-y color. And then I have been loving this so much, and I don't even know what made me pick it up because when you look at it, it looks a little like, whoa, it's so gorgeous. This is by Elf. This is the Jelly Pop Glow Reviver Lip Oil. Look at these colors. It's so pretty. It has like pink reflex in it, and I feel like that's kind of what made the lip combo today look really pretty. It just has really nice shine to it, and it's really nice. I'm not really a fan of the scent too much because it's super watermelon, kind of like the Glow Recipe watermelon line. I love it, but I'm not the biggest fan of that scent, but really pretty. So now let's get into the perfume dents. So I love perfume dents. I am the type of person who goes back and forth with my perfume collection a lot, only because by nature I'm not a person who likes to hoard things. I love having my big makeup collection, my body care collection, but I always, ever since even before I did YouTube, I've always had a lot of body care. I've always had a lot of makeup. So I always go in either seasonally or just whenever I'm feeling overwhelmed, and I like to declutter. That's just something that I've always liked to do. I don't like to just have piles and piles of things. So when it comes to fragrance, since I am reviewing fragrances and I'm sharing my thoughts with you guys, I'm constantly getting new fragrances in. I'm constantly decluttering so that it doesn't get out of control. So when I see perfume dents in my perfumes, it makes me so happy. So it's just like one of my favorite things to see. So let's go ahead and let's talk about the perfume dents. We have 14 fragrances here. So I'm going to start off with my Dior Poison Girl. This is the EDT version. And this is a small bottle, but this is the dent that this one has. This fragrance, actually, I haven't sprayed this fragrance since like, I would say winter time. It's kind of when I love to wear it. It's so good. Ooh, it tickled the crap out of my nose. This right here is like a creamsicle. It opens up with very citrusy notes, but then it gets gourmand. I believe there's caramel in here. So yeah, this opens up with a blast of citrus because they do have frosted orange, bitter orange, lemon. So it's very bright, citrusy in the opening. Once it starts to dry down, there are some florals in there. They're not too overpowering. There's no neroli in here, and I don't even pick that up that much, which I'm picky with neroli. I definitely pick up the orange blossom. That's the floral that I pick up the most in here. And then the base notes, you have vanilla, caramel, tonka bean, heliotrope, cashmere. So it is a little bit powdery. You have that caramel scent that starts coming through a lot, along with those citruses in the opening. It is so good. It's one of the first fragrances that I truly was so impressed with when I started to explore more fragrances. So yeah, this one is about halfway used, and I think once I run out of this one, I would like to get the big bottle, because there's just some fragrances that you always want to keep in your collection, and I feel like Poison Girl is one of them. For fall and for winter, I absolutely love this fragrance. Next up, we have one that I love during spring and summer, and this is Toca Simone. That is a pretty huge dent in this one. This one is almost halfway too, I would say. These bottles are so heavy. Even the cap alone is so heavy. Really, really nice bottle. It's kind of like a vintage look, and this one is great for springtime. So this one has very floral, watery notes in it. So if you are a person who is very picky with florals, this is a great option because the florals are definitely in here, but there's like this aquatic touch to it that really just like smooths it out and makes it not be so sharp and in your face. So that's what I really like about Simone. This one has watermelon, apple, and lemon in the opening, which is what caught my attention because I did at one point want to explore a little bit more with watermelon. It reminded me of Dolce Gabbana L'Imperatrice, but I always say L'Imperatrice is more of like a watery fruit bowl, like fruits that are, or not even a fruit bowl, like those waters that are infused with fruits. That's what I think about with Dolce & Gabbana L'Imperatrice. It's literally like watery fruity scent. This one has that watery fruity type of scent, but then there's florals in it, which makes it a little bit more feminine, a little bit more just pretty and put together. So I would wear this one to go out pretty much anywhere during summertime. It's really, really nice and I love it a lot. Talking about L'Imperatrice, I also have my Dolce & Gabbana L'Imperatrice, which this is the dent in this one. So again, they're not huge dents, but they're pretty good. So this one is the watery, fruity, perfect for summertime, hot weather. It's just, I hated this fragrance when I first got it. I remember just thinking, what is this? Because it smelled almost like fruit gone bad at first, but then quickly, the reason why you get that is because I believe there's rhubarb in here, if I'm not mistaken, but it gives it a bit of like a tangy, almost tart feeling to the fragrance. It's just a really nice scent to wear in hot weather. It just feels very refreshing, fruity, and just very, very unique. Next up, another unique fragrance. This is so unique and this is affordable. It's a celebrity fragrance. This is still by Jennifer Lopez. Here is the dent for this one. Again, almost halfway on this one. And this is Orange Blossom. It's definitely strong on the orange blossom. It has tea in it. It has a rice note, which I really, really love. And it's just like a very relaxing spa-like fragrance while still smelling very feminine and beautiful at the same time. And the longevity on this fragrance is so long for me. If I put this on before bed, the next day I will smell this fragrance on me. It's just so good. Different. It's very different. I don't think I've ever smelled a fragrance that smells like this. The tea gives it almost like a greenish touch to it, but not too much. The orange blossom is definitely what I pick up the most in here, like floral wise. And then there is the rice, which kind of smooths it out. And I love the feeling that I get from fragrances that have rice note in it. So this is a oldie but a goodie. I've probably gone through like 3 bottles of this fragrance, maybe more, I'm not sure, but I have been wearing this since I was like 15 years old. So I do remember really, really loving this fragrance, and I still do. Next up, we have Burberry Her, and this one also has a pretty good dent going on in this fragrance, and it's the only Burberry Her fragrance that I kept in my collection. This is literally like a fluffy strawberry cloud. That's just what it smells like to me. Really girly and powdery and fluffy, and I love this. This is so good. I think the original one is just my favorite one. I know many people don't really like the original one, but to me it's just perfect. It's so good. The strawberries in there, I love how fluffy it feels, and it's super duper girly and feminine. So this one is really nice. I think this is the type of fragrance that can be a signature fragrance and it can be worn year round because it doesn't give me like a seasonal vibe. It just smells very feminine and beautiful. So that is Burberry Her. Next up, this one I like for summertime. This one is Mugler's Alien Goddess, which this is the only Alien that I like, which is crazy because it's so far from the original Alien DNA. This smells nothing like Alien, but this one is about halfway done too. This one to me is just so simple. It's that perfect combination of vanilla and coconut. It's smooth, The coconut to me is very, very creamy. It reminds me of like a warm, sunny day at the beach. It makes me think of the sun. It makes me think of your skin being tan. And it just smells like summer. And it's smooth. It's so, so creamy. This is so good. This is one that I really, really enjoy, especially during summertime. Ooh, you guys know that I raved about this one so much, about like more than a year ago, almost 2 years ago. I love this. And it's definitely gotten darker, so I'm hoping that this fall it's even better. This is by Dead Cool, and this is called Haunt, I believe. So here is my bottle. Pretty good dent going on. This used to be completely clear. So when you have these types of fragrances that have vanilla in it, they do turn different colors after a while, but to me, in my experience, they smell even better. They just smell so good. I love this. I cannot wait to wear it. It kind of gives me the same vibes, kind of like Creme de Nude from MAC, Fresh Cream Warm Cashmere from Philosophy, Skylar's Vanilla Sky, I think is the name. It's so good. It is like a second skin. Imagine Glossier You, like that kind of second skin feeling, but with vanilla and amber, and it's warm and it's sugary and it's sweet. This is so, so good. And I could smell it on myself the whole time that I'm wearing this fragrance, but it's not loud. It's not like screaming. You can smell it on yourself. I've worn it to like my appointments for my braces, and I've gotten compliments, but it's never like in your face type of fragrance. It just smells really nice and warm and inviting and comforting. It's just so nice. It's like a warm ambery vanilla scent, but not too thick, not too dense, and just warm. It's so, so good. Speaking of vanilla, here I have my Kayali Vanilla 28, which, oh my god, look at that. The more time goes by, the more I fall in love with this. I love the color of this fragrance. Like, it should honestly just look like this when you buy it because it smells much better with time. This to me is the closest that a fragrance has gotten to smelling like vanilla extract. Like when you're baking, when you're making desserts, I feel like this smells like that. It's a little sugary. It's vanilla. It definitely does have like a floral. It's so good. This is vanilla extract, and it always makes me want to sneeze. You guys probably expect that by now, but this is such a good one. I don't reach for it in hot weather. This to me is strictly fall time and holidays, when it's cold, when you want something cozy. So Kayali Vanilla 28 is always going to be in my collection, and once I finish this one, I will get the big bottle of this for sure. As well as Kayali Eden Juicy Apple. These two are my all-time favorites from Kayali, and as you can see, they're kind of around the same spot dent wise. So Vanilla 28 is to me gourmand. It's a little floral, it's sugary, it smells like vanilla extract. Now Eden Juicy Apple is juicy, is crisp, it's apple. I just took a shower, washed my hair, it's like an everything shower. I smell amazing. This one is juicy, it's musky, it's apple with berries and sugary. It's a little sugary and a lot of musk. I do get a lot of musk in here, but not the type of musk that is sharp or it gets annoying or anything. It's perfect, and it just gets better and better with time. So those two, once I use this size up, which this is the 1.7 fluid ounce, I'll definitely pick up the bigger one just because I love them. Next up, we have Guerlain Aqua Allegoria Coconut Fizz. This one is also pretty big dent. This is one of my favorites for summertime when it's really hot outside. Don't really want to be bothered with like a very thick, heavy scent, and I just want something that's refreshing and cooling and like coconut water type of vibe. I reach for this one. Unfortunately, it has been discontinued, and the next one I'm going to talk about has been discontinued as well, and I just don't reach for them as much as I would if I was able to purchase them over and over. So that's the only reason why the dent on here is not bigger. It's just because I use it sparingly. I don't use it all the time. Next up, same thing with this one. I've shown this fragrance a few times on my channel, but I don't talk about it a lot, and it's one of my favorite fragrances probably of all time. But since it's so hard to find, I don't really talk about it, but I love it so much. And the dent is not huge, but to me it's big because I don't want this to run out. This one is Valentino, and this is Donna Aqua. Probably one of the best fragrances. It was love at first sniff. I'm so happy I decided to get this. When you flip it over, it looks like it's empty. But yeah, let's just keep it like this. This scent is perfection. This is an almondy fragrance, but with pear. And the pear makes it juicy. You know, sometimes an almond fragrances can be a little dry or a little creamy feeling, but there's not like this juiciness or this thin vibe to it. Sometimes it could be a little too thick feeling. In here, the pear just, oh my god. This to me is like Elsa Girl of Now Shine, which has that pineapple note, but instead of pineapple, it's pear. I absolutely love this fragrance so much. This is one of the most beautiful fragrances I've ever smelled. Next up, we have Jimmy Choo Illicit. This is a pretty big one. This one's more than halfway done, I would say. I think so, yeah. This one is for the caramel lovers, but it has a little bit of a twist to it because it opens up with a blast of ginger. So it is pretty spicy, like a fresh spice. And it's zingy at first and it feels kind of scary if you're getting into fragrance. Like when I first smelled it, I was like, absolutely not. But literally like 2 minutes later, not even a minute later, the caramel starts coming through. And I believe there's honey in here too, if I'm not mistaken, but so good. It's so sexy and it lasts forever. This is another one that always passes the overnight test. I'll wake up the next day and I can literally smell it as if I had just applied it. It is for gourmand lovers. I like it for fall time. Performance is great. I remember there was one point where I almost declared it because when I first got here, I feel like I went through like this change and I'm still going through it. There are things that don't smell the way they used to in Puerto Rico, and then there's things that I didn't like over there that I probably would enjoy over here. So I'm trying to see like what. So I almost got rid of this one at one point, but it's so good. I'm so happy I kept it. So that is Jimmy Choo Illicit. It's an oldie, but it is a good one. Next up, we have Dolce & Gabbana Dolce. This is another favorite fragrance of mine. And this one, the dent is pretty big because this is a 3.4 ounce bottle. I actually found this one at a Marshall's and I paid like 30 bucks for it. And I had this one before. I've had like more than 2 bottles of this in the past. And this to me smells like a garden in the morning when there's still like dewdrops on the flowers and on the plants. It's crisp. It's refreshing. It's a little floral. It's musky. The florals in here are not sharp at all. It's not headache inducing. I really, really like this one. And I will say this one can be worn year round and it's very unique notes in here. So you have neroli and papaya flower, which I feel like that really comes through. I know it's not the papaya fruit, but there's something about this that has a bit of like a fruity touch. It's not your typical like white floral smell. It just smells almost a little tropical to me. Then you have water lily, narcissus, amaryllis, which is my name. And then there is musk and cashmere. So this is one of my favorites. It's beautiful. It's unique. It stands out. It's different to me. It's musky. There's a bit of a green touch, a little bit of an aquatic touch, along with those beautiful floral notes. And last but not least, we have Ariana Grande's Cloud Pink, which I did not think that I loved it from the beginning when I first got it, but I just didn't know that I was going to enjoy it this much. Here is the dent, and this is the 3.4 fluid ounce bottle. So I have been using it a good amount, and this one is just, to me, cloud, but better. So it has the same DNA as the original Cloud. In my opinion, when you first smell it, you will think that it's gonna smell just like Cloud, but there is like this candy, almost like cotton candy touch to it, sugary, and that does come from the pineapple. I believe it's pink pineapple, but it's just very sugary and sweet, and it just smells so good to me. It smells flirty, super girly, and it just has a little bit more to it than the original Cloud. Cloud was one of my favorite fragrances, but I will say that sometimes I would go nose blind to Cloud, and even though other people could smell me, I wouldn't really be able to smell it on myself. But this one, I definitely smell it on myself, and it stays on my clothes. It's not super duper long lasting, but it lasts a good amount of hours on me, and it sticks to my PJs nice until the next day. If I wear it overnight, if I'm wearing it during the day, my clothes will smell like it after I take them off. So it's a really nice fragrance. It's definitely super duper fruity, definitely sweet. For those of you who love sweet fragrances, it has like a cotton candy sugary vibe to it. Definitely a girly feminine scent, and I absolutely love it. So those are my perfume dents. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know if you think these are worthy of being in a dents video, but these are the dents that I have in my fragrances. I'm pretty sure they'll get bigger and bigger, but these are the fragrances that I really enjoy and I just come back to over and over. I love them. So that is going to be it for today's video. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. Give this video a big thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and I will see you guys in the next video.